Hey guys, welcome to the Gods Unchained beta with the TheProfesserf. Alright, it's time for our Monday Mythic meta for the Rank Weekend event that ran on April 23, 24, and 25. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top players. Alright, here's our top 20 players. Right away we can see we have another 25 out of 25 perfect run. Go ahead and take a moment here and try to guess what deck was used. Let's see if you know our meta. Along with a 25 out of 25, we have two players that came almost perfect as well, 24 wins. And then the rest of the top 10 was 23 wins. As usual, we had several players with 22 wins, 21 wins, and 20 wins. So lots of great performances from our top players here. All right, we can see that our top 20, we had 7 players playing Magic and 6 players playing Nature. So we have about 13 players out of the top 20 favoring Magic and Nature. Still two of the top gods in this meta. We have 2 players each playing Death, Deception, and Light. And then we have 1 player in the top 20 that ran War. In our top 10, Magic took 1st, 3rd, 6th, and 7th, 4 out of the top 10 places. Nature took 2nd, 4th, 9th, and 10th, so the other 4 top places. And then Deception and Death split 1 position each, with Deception in 5th place and Death taking 8th place. So I gave it away. Magic with the perfect run, 25 out of 25, the best Magic deck. Best Nature deck had 24 wins. The best Deception and Death deck racked up 23 wins. And then the best War and Light decks had 22 wins each. So keep in mind, these are just the top players. So we currently have many other decks that are running 19, 20, 21 wins. So there's definitely a lot of decks to choose from out there. Having said that, let's take a look at our top decks. All right, so our top Magic deck, no surprise here, Control Ramp Magic. Couple things to point out here is we now have lots of ramp, even more. We have 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 cards to ramp up and get to the strong endgame that Magic possesses. We have strong early game protection with Shadow Scryer, the removals, Pyramid Warden, Vanguard Axewoman. And I mentioned this last week, and it looks like it's getting a little bit more popular now, is Archimedes Mirror. This is a great board control card, as it's able to take damage that it's taken to multiple creatures. Our top Nature deck was a Control Nature deck. This one is a solid list with strong early game with the Underbrush Boar, Jaguar, Canopy, Pyramid Wardens. You followed it up with some strong removal to make sure you can make it to the end game. You have your Selena's Bow, Lightning Strike, Front Lines, Selena herself, Wildfire, Hunt, and then your strong end game starts with the Black Rhino, Enchanted Vines, Demogorgons, and then you're looking to get end game value from Dionysus. You also get some value from Jason. Our top 23 win Deception deck is Atlantean Deception mid-range version. This list has the strong early game that Deception is known for with Switch Duelist, Hunting Traps, Umber Arrows, Jinxblade Duelist, and this one has the Atlantean synergy with the Rolling Watcher, Dwarf Atlant, Face Touch Golem, Boost Walker, Shade Walker. So the purpose of the Atlantean synergy is to allow for sticky creatures that are hard to remove. Really the key here is the Boost Walker, which gives your Atlantean creature +2/+2, +2 attack and +2 health, along with Twin Strike to do additional damage and board control, and the Face Touch Golem, which gives the other Atlanteans ward. Having a board with ward creatures makes it difficult for your opponent to remove, and you follow that up with Helia, giving another +1/+1 to your creatures and also ward to the other non-Atlantean creatures. Our best Death deck came in at 23 wins. This is a controlled board wipe version. We've seen this variant before where you focus on early removals and ramping and card draw. So you transition with all these strong early game to really get to your late game, and you get there with additional removal Neferu, Black Blood Blast, End Times, and then you go to your end game, which has Echophon, Demogorgons, Trial of the Underworld, and Raise Dead. Our best light deck had 22 wins, and this one's the Zoo aggro version. We have the standard strong early game from light with the Relic, Blind Martyrs, Olympian Guard, buff creatures and ping creatures, Pyramid Warden, Light's Levy, and then you have the strong mid game with Highborn Knight, Master of Indulgence, and Canonize. One thing different from the Zoo light deck is it runs Heal instead of Summon Acolyte, and also it runs Reflection Elementalist. So this light deck, even though it doesn't run Summon Acolyte, has the ability to generate lots of tokens with Odysseus, Isadora, and the Reflection Elementalist can take advantage of those tokens, transforming them into a 3/4 with Ward. Our best War deck had 22 wins, is Deadly Control War. This deck really looks to survive the early game with Auric Rush, Avalanche Strike, Relics, you have Vanguard Axewoman, and you have the Knock Vs and Trojan Battle Mage. If you're able to survive the early game, you could clear big creatures or big boards with Carnage Sweep, and then you transition to a stronger late game. You have Herdicus, a Pious Giant, Hector, Demogorgons, and Avatar of War. If your opponent plays a big creature, you could use Onslaught to give Blitz to your deadly creatures, which takes care of the problem right away. All right, those are our top deck. Let's take a look at the meta. So over the weekend, we can see that Death and Nature had the best win rates at 52% and Magic had 51%. Nature is still popular at 38% representation, and we have Death and Magic tied now at 14%. Deception is also popular at 14%. So interesting things to look at here. We have Nature, which tends to be strong overall, crushing Deception at 60%, and fairly close to 50% against Magic and Death. So with Nature being popular and having a good win rate, we can see that some of the top players switch over to Magic to counter Nature. And with Nature and Magic being run, we can see that Death came in to get some wins of Nature and Magic, which boosted the popularity. And then another counterplay, with Death and Nature now at 14%, we can see that Deception came in, now at also 14%, which sports a positive win rate against Death. So interesting dynamics going on in the meta. So keep an eye on the popularity of the deck, and it'll help you decide on which deck is best used to counter the meta. All right, so that's our Monday Mythic meta. And again, here's our top players. Big congratulations again to our perfect run. Congratulations to the rest of our players that did well, and good luck on your packs when you get them.